Milan. Yeah. The food there most times they're actually junk, like junk food. Well, but the good thing is we have African stores where we can get stuff, even though they are quite expensive, right? I especially miss Hollandia yogurts, and so yeah, those things. Anybody coming from Nigeria, I always say, please get me Hollandia yogurt and suya. Yeah. For me, my story was different because my wife is a nurse, and so while I was studying, towards the end of my program, she was lucky to get a job. Yeah, so she got a job, and she was coming to the UK, and so instead of me just bothering about getting a sponsorship, I just switched my visa to her visa. So I am her dependent at the moment, and yeah, we are.
Thank you for coming on my Japa Chronicles.
It's a privilege. Thank you so much for having me as well. Thank you.
Can we meet you, please?
Okay, my name is Michael. Lanny, I prefer to be called Mike Lanny. That's my brand name, and I'm a digital marketer. I provide services for IBM, Oracle, and all of those big brands in Africa. The company I work with, that's what we do.
So how long have you been in the UK, if I may ask?
Well, I think I'm about 2 years and 6 months. So yeah, that's how long I've been in the UK.
So back home in Nigeria, what were you doing?
Okay, back home in Nigeria, I was in the data space. So I work with a couple of industries. I worked first in the non-government organizations. I work with Winners Chapel International. I was a data analyst while I was with them. And I also work with Zenith Bank, the best bank in Nigeria, by the way, well, Africa. Yeah, I work with Zenith Bank. I was a database administrator in the head office. Yeah, that's what I did.
So what visa route did you take, or what route did you take in coming to the UK?
Well, so I got an opportunity. One of my wonderful uncles thought it wise that, okay, well, I see a lot of potentials in you. I think it's going to be a great idea for you to go do your master's overseas. And I was like, yeah, I love the idea actually. And so I came in as a student. At the time, I wanted to do data science for my master's, but at the time, the school I was applying to didn't offer that. Also, I opted for digital marketing, which was close to, yeah, something else I considered. So, yeah, I came through the student route.
And from your background, I can see you are married.
Of course, yes, I am.
How long have you been married?
I've married, it's going to be 3 years this year. I've been married for almost 3 years. Well,
okay, so you married back home in Nigeria?
Yeah, I did marry my wife before I left Nigeria.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I also know that you have a baby boy.
Of course I do. Yeah, we're blessed with amazing son, December of 2023, and yeah, it's been a process of learning and being a father. Of course, today is my first Father's Day, so yeah.
Congratulations on that. What is the child raising situation like here in the UK? Of course, because you have you had your baby here, you cannot compare with what it will be in Nigeria. But what is it like here?
I think one of the industries that has a lot of prospects, I would say, in the UK is the child care industry, in the sense that it's really challenging to raise a child in the UK. And that's because compared to Nigeria, where you have a lot of support systems, you have parents coming around, neighbors, and in the UK, everybody is about their businesses. Like, even people who want to help, because of their jobs, they are not opportune to. So yeah, it's been a very challenging phase, but one thing I believe is a lot of people have done it before us. So yeah, it's not something we can't do. So we are learning from what they've done, and they're just taking it one step at a time. Trust me, nobody has it all figured out. And yeah, well, there are a lot of services that are provided for child minded, but there are a lot of procedures, and it's really expensive. So childcare in the UK is a major sector that, yeah, I know there's a lot of prospects, especially because it's governed by a lot of there are a lot of legalities around it. So I think that's one of the most challenging things in the UK. Raising a child, it's so challenging, but it's very possible. So yeah.
What are the challenges of settling down in the UK? What challenges did you personally face?
Well, so when you say settled, we've talking about me having like an independent leave to remain or my citizenship. I haven't got there yet, but well, working towards it. However, if you're talking about, okay, after school, getting a job and everything, for me, my story was different because my wife is a nurse. And so while I was studying, towards the end of my program, she was lucky to get a job. Yeah, so she got a job, and she was coming to the UK. And so instead of me just bothering about getting a sponsorship, I just switched my visa to her visa. So I am her dependent at the moment. And yeah, we are doing life together, and it's been amazing. So yeah.
You have not listed so many challenges. Probably you had it easy.
Well, to be honest, I could say I had it easy, really, because I know how challenging it is to get all of those things sorted. But for me, I didn't have to go through that route of trying to get, even though my current job, actually, they offer sponsorship. But when I was asked if I wanted one, I was like, I don't need it. So yeah, that's literally. So yeah, you could say I had it easy in a way. Well, I know why I did, because I have God, and I know that might sound a little bit arrogant, but it's just the truth. Those are things I set foot in the place of prayer before that time came. So yeah.
What would you say are your wins? Being in the UK, what are those things you can point out as being a success stories?
Well, I think one of the most important things that I have come to realize, it's one of the benefits that coming to the UK has been, is the fact that it expanded my thinking. Really, yeah, it expanded my thinking. Like, there were things in the past where I would have thought, oh, that's a big project, and I probably may not be able to take on that. But coming to the UK, my mind has been exposed to a lot of possibilities. So for me, that is a win in the sense that I think better, I see life better, I understand life better now. Yeah, that's a major, especially seeing how systems work, like seeing how a system can be built and it's self-running, like a system just runs itself, and then you make comparison with what we have back at home. Well, not to say we are not doing well at home, but yeah, we are still improving. But you could see a lot of differences. That okay, these are the reasons why this place is working. So that mindset shift from the chaos and everything you get back home, and all the dadas here. Yeah, I think for me that's a major thing, like the mindset shift. Yeah.
Okay, so my next question was actually going to be, do you do like a comparison of Nigeria and UK based on your experience in Nigeria and your experience so far in the UK? You have alluded to some of the points there, but then can you explain further?
The first thing I would say about Nigeria is that country is so amazing. Like, I think it's the best country in the world. And I'm not saying this because I'm Nigerian. In terms of the culture, like what you get in Nigeria, trust me, that place is such an amazing place to live in. Yes, in our leadership, we've not gotten it right and all of that, but as a culture, as a place, Nigeria is such an amazing place to actually live in. And there are a lot of scenarios, but I'll just mention a few. And the first thing I want to mention is we have a great support system in Nigeria that we take for granted. Like having family. Oh my God. It's a blessing. Like, it's a blessing. We shouldn't take that for granted. Like having family, having that support system, like it's a very big deal. And people who have that should be grateful for it. Like, it's really amazing. And of course, the Uwampe culture, like yeah. So that is another amazing thing about Nigeria. Like, if you literally don't know your neighbors here, as in, like you don't even know them. Like, I have a couple of neighbors. I think yesterday was the first time I actually saw who my neighbor was, because we entered the lift at the same time. I was like, oh, we just kept on going. I was like, are we going to the same direction? And oh, she ended up, okay, she's my neighbor. And that was how I got to know them, right? So, but in Nigeria, most times, like, your neighbor, you guys interact. That is something that's really, really good. And yeah, well, I miss our food a lot. I miss all of the amala. Yeah. the food there most times, they're actually junk food. Well, but the good thing is we have African stores where we can get stuff, even though they are quite expensive, right? But yeah, I miss that about them. I especially miss Hollandia yogurt and suya. Those things. Anybody coming from Nigeria, I always say, please get me Hollandia yogurt and suya. Yeah, I miss that. And yeah, well, one thing I love about this place, the system is structured. Like, they have systems. It's amazing. Nobody will stress themselves. If you do anyhow, it's on camera. You just say that, they'll just send. So I had one experience where I was driving back from Manchester, and then there was traffic on the road, and then my map had to take me through a different route. So it was a toll gate, but they might well have towards toll gate. There has to be a barrier and stuff like that. Apparently, it was a toll gate, but there was no barrier. And I passed, and I was like, wait, this map told me there was going to be a toll gate, and I didn't see anyone, right? So I just let it pass. And then a few weeks later, I received a letter of congratulations. And like, young man, you are owing us £100 for not paying or using that toll gate. I was like, I didn't see any toll gates. And yeah, so you can imagine, like, no police on the road. So the camera was the police. And yeah, I love the fact that they have a well-structured system, and that to me is, I think, is one of the, okay, I'm not saying the only good thing, but I remember that, healthcare is free, and to me that's another amazing thing, right? We want to have our son, if we were to pay for that in Nigeria, but we got it free, and yeah, that is a very good one. Yeah, thanks to the NHS for the good work they do, right? Yeah.
On the final note, what would you say is your long-term goal? Do you think at some point you would go back to Nigeria to settle, or you would just remain here?
One of my personal goals, well, not personal goals, it's a burden in my heart, like it's a burden, and there's so much potential in Nigeria, like so much potential. And I strongly believe I wasn't sent here because I believe I was sent, like I believe I'm on a mission. I was sent by God to understand how system works, to build my skills. So Nigeria is my home. Like, I'm going to do a lot of things in Nigeria, and yeah, I'm just here for the time being. I have Nigeria is definitely home. Yeah, I know I will spend the rest of my life when the time is right back home. Yeah. So my long-term plan is to do a lot of amazing things back home. Yeah, and even here as well. So
all the best with that.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much, Lanny, for doing this. Yeah. Please look out for the next episode. We'll be interviewing another amazing Nigerian.
Thank you so much for having me. Yeah, thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Thank you again.